Everybody, and welcome to Project Pan, where we talk about project panning and everything beauty related. My name is Jen. Today we're going to talk about my Tiny Pans Challenge, which is a Project Pan That palette by the Fantastic Ladies. And this one is my mini Lorac Pro Matte palette. I'm really excited to share with you guys where I'm at with this. I started off this I actually started using it in November of 2020, and it was a brand new palette, never been touched before. I don't even think it had been swatched before. I'm not even sure. And I was at 68 grams all the way until the end of December. It wasn't moving. The weight wasn't going down. I don't know what was going on because I was using it so much. So I sort of made myself a plan of using this at least 3 times a week to ensure that I get some really solid use. And I've been creating this eye look quite often. So basically doing sort of like a grungy, smoky eye cat, like winged out with the liner or with the shadow. And just something that like brought boldness and something that I would use a lot of product on. And so I'm seeing some real progress in a couple of shadows, so I will share that with you now. It started off at 68 grams and it is now currently at 66 grams. So I'm going to shut off this light here real quick and see if you can tell the dips. They are substantially low in these bottom 2 here, or I guess which would be the top 2 if this was upright. But the dips are so large in those 2 pans. I have some edging around the black sort of happening. I've used the burgundy shade quite a bit, but not as much as I would like. I'm more focusing on the top row for now. I don't use too much of this linen shade. It is a very, very white, but this is more like true to color right here. It's very, very white, and I only use it to add in a little bit in with this shade here and then put it a little bit under my brow bone just to brighten up that area and bring some brightness to that area. Pink mauve is a nice color, but these shades are so powdery and dry, and I don't know if that's because it's an old eyeshadow palette or if that's just the Lorac formula. I haven't used Lorac in years, and so now that I'm starting to use them again, I don't need to buy any more palettes. It's not a formula that I'm super into, and I have so many Lorac palettes. And so I just need to get use of what I have, see what I can do with that, and just move forward, because I'm not going to be purchasing more shadows if this is the way that they all perform. They are okay. They actually look nice on the eye, but I want something that's a little more creamier, butterier, a little more opaque looking. This is very soft and very dry looking on the eye to me. And having oily skin and stuff like that, just having a dry looking eye doesn't appeal. It doesn't look appealing. In this corduroy shade here, I do have quite a bit of a dip going, not nearly as much as Latte or Bear. I can probably turn this around this way. That would be better for you guys. Even though I think it's backwards in the screen, I'm sorry about that. But Bear is going down really, really well. Latte is going down really, really well. I actually thought I was going to hit pan in Latte today because I use that in my transition area most days. This one is the one that I have more so all over the eye. And then I've deepened the lid out with chocolate, just a little bit on the lid, and then blend it out with corduroy. These ones I don't use as much, but definitely once I've started seeing pan and things on that, I'm gonna start motoring in with the more pinkier tone shades. So right now burgundy has more of a dip than pink mauve. So this is burgundy and this is pink mauve. This one's got a little bit more of a dip, and I can pair it with a lot more shadows. And this will be good for a crease shade once I'm finished using that one. It's not my favorite palette by any means, and I'm really excited to get some use out of it, and I want to see all the tin showing on this. I want to see it all gone. I want it out of my collection, and it'll be really rewarding for me to complete a full eyeshadow palette. I have never done that before. I always focus on using across the top instead of directly using toward the center to see pan, but this time I'm more like this shade I use pretty much all across, but this shade I'm really I can't talk today. I'm really kind of digging into the the middle of it, although I could see the edges a little bit higher, but I'm trying to use across while still focusing in the middle, if that makes sense. And then corduroy, I'm just using like wherever, but the black, I'm kind of going around the edge and like into the center a little bit. I will swatch these for you. I don't know that I've ever swatched these eyeshadow shades for you guys, but I'll swatch them really quickly right now, just so you can see. They're so powdery. Like, they're so powdery. Just very, like, it's okay to work with. They blend really well together, but they're just such a, like, that's the top row. It's such a powdery formula. Incredibly beautiful shades. I love the actual shade range, but the shadows themselves are just super, super powdery. So you have to have a nice, tacky base for them to adhere to, or they just sort of fly off the skin. I have fallout with these if I apply any kind of too much eyeshadow, so just know that there will be kickback and fallout, but this is everything in the palette. It's a really beautiful color story, really nice colors going on here. I didn't swatch this one very well, did I? But they're really nice. You can see the difference between the two transition shades. This one's a lot more warmer. This one's just a little bit more, like it's more neutral than cool, but definitely enjoy all the colors. If this was a different brand, like if this was a straight up MAC palette or something, I think I would be crazy for it. But this is the formula that I'm just not really that into. So I did do really well with the weights coming down. It was at 68 grams and it's now at 66 grams, and I'm really excited about that. The shade range is beautiful. I can use these quite often, mostly just all over the lid, like straight up, you know, 4 colors in the look. If I wanted to, I could deepen up more with a little bit more of that black instead of just having a tiny bit of it on the outer corner. But I'm enjoying wearing the look when I do, but it's not something that I'd be like, I have to wear that if I was going out. I wouldn't be reaching for this one. I would reach for like a plethora of other palettes before I would even think about using this one if I was actually wearing it to go somewhere. But around the house and knowing that it's a challenge to use it, like a project challenge, I'm good grabbing it. So that's everything, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed that. I cannot wait to show you. I am going to motor through this in the month of February and hopefully have some pan to show you in the next month. If not, I have not done my job. So I will show you guys very, very soon. Let me know down below if you're doing the Tiny Pans challenge. I would love to see that video. Even if you're just doing it on Instagram, I would love to check you out. I love following Project Panners. The community is wonderful. So if you're not into the Facebook world and you have Facebook, go ahead and check out the Fantastic Ladies there and try and get into that group. It's fantastic people in there. They're wonderful, really helpful, very supportive people. They have great ideas. So definitely check that out, and I will talk to you guys again very soon. Bye.